Welcome in, everybody. It's the Men in Orange and Black, the podcast for the sane Flyer fan.
No Hunter Brody's allowed.
No, he's definitely not a sane Flyer fan.
No.
I could yell into a microphone too, but I would spare your eardrums.
Thank you.
With me is Matt Craig. I'm Steve Murray. I'm confused.
Yes.
We're going to get into it, but I really don't know what to make of what I've seen the last, even the last 5 days. We've run the gamut of emotions the last 2 weeks.
No doubt.
Since our previous episode.
Yeah.
Up is down is up, right is left. Dogs and cats sleeping together. We'll get into it.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, man. I mean, this has probably been the weirdest stretch of games because I thought after the 6-game losing streak, right? You're thinking, oh God, this is not going to be good because you're going on the run. You're going on the West Coast, and you're playing Vegas, Utah, and Colorado, and it's like you've lost all those games prior. And I'm like, if they don't at least get some point, and they get 5 out of 6, so it's
Technically, first of all, it's not the West Coast, but
you're out west-ish.
Mountain time, actually.
Yeah, mountain time. Yeah. And it's like, what the heck's going on there? So it's like,
well, if you recall our previous episode, all the games that we said they should win, they lost.
Yeah.
And 2 of the games that we were absolutely convinced were complete regulation losses were victories.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain any of that, but we're going to try.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, in the third period, don't pay attention to a lick of what we said or what we're going to say in the third period.
Wait a minute. We're not predicting, okay? We're not like running, we're not doing DraftKings parlays and shit like that.
That's true.
In the third period. We are saying what we would like to see and what we think should happen.
Yes.
If you're going off and gambling based on what we say, that's on you.
That's on you. That's right.
No one here... I don't even understand, like, when they put those numbers up on the screen, it's like, oh, minus 150 for Travis Konecny to score a goal. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
It's like, minus 150?
Okay.
Negatives. Okay, whatever. You're going to lose $150 if he doesn't do it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Let's look at some numbers that I do know, okay? Shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, so these are your Philadelphia Flyers season stats as of January...
24th.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah,
24th.
So we record this. Yeah.
Recording on Saturday, the day after whatever the hell we just did in Colorado.
Yeah.
So you see the Flyers only gained 5 points since our last episode, which is a bit of a downer. Home and road records are about even with each other. Their goal scoring, I guess, came up. Last time, I think they were in the 20s. So
okay, 1 point, maybe one. You're getting up there a little bit, but the goals allowed
has obviously plummeted, and these last 2 weeks have made a mockery of that.
Hasn't really helped. Yeah.
Yeah. Power play percentage went up somehow. I don't know.
Hey, 0.4 percentage point. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. And guess what? Unbelievably, that is better than the Colorado Avalanche. the league leading Colorado Avalanche with the highest goals for and lowest goals. Well, I don't know about after last night.
I don't know about last
night.
Yeah.
They were the lowest goals against in the league.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So power play actually went up somehow over this stretch. Penalty kill, though, and we're going to get into this in the individual games, really suffering. We are down below league average at this point.
Yeah.
Losing 2.5.
Yeah. But maybe with, this last week, Steve, it might be on the uptick. You never know. You never know.
Maybe. So we were looking at Metro standings, unfortunately, because of this sad stretch. And if you break it down, like last week actually was really good. The week before was bad. But we're looking at an interval from last episode, which overall I think is still... I'm confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. After this last stretch of games, the Flyers are just outside of the wild card picture, 3 points back of the Boston Bruins. The Buffalo Sabres somehow managed to work all the way back up to the top wild card spot with their amazing run of play. But there you see the Flyers with 57 points, just outside. They're actually I think only two points behind the Islanders
yes.
in the Metro.
That's right. Yep.
But as for the wild card, this is where we stand, tied with the Maple Leafs, although with a game in hand. The Devils struggling. The Capitals, we'll get into them a little bit because we're going to play them, so we're going to talk about that in the third period.
Yep.
Panthers, Senators, Blue Jackets, and Yegor Zamula. And then the New York Rangers at the bottom.
Way down there.
Which,
who had that on the bingo card this year, right? I mean,
I know. And if it weren't for the fact that they crushed us last Saturday, we could have had a good laugh about that Chris Drury letter to the fans. But
we can still laugh. Why not?
So the fact that they destroyed us, I think, removes any capability we have of making fun of them.
Yeah.
For that. So, yeah, we're not going to go there. Although it is still funny.
It is, but I mean, at the same time, happy that they're in last place. I mean, my God,
absolutely.
When's the last time that's happened, right? I mean, that, in quite some time. But now it's like we're scared that they're going to get Gavin McKinnon in the draft. But that's neither here nor there. And I don't care about them. Steve, let's talk about this team. Let's talk about this Flyers team because I mean, it was really, really stressful, right? I mean,
yes,
you lose, essentially 6. In the standings, and everything that we were kind of like fearing of, like, okay, yeah, we're second in the Metro, but we're so close, and if we slip, well, we slipped, right? And it's like I'm sitting there kind of going, oh God, I don't know if this is a lost season.
It shows you the importance that we talked about of winning those winnable games earlier. When you go into Seattle. You go into Seattle and you lay an egg.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Those were 2 points. When you blow the first Ranger game, you lose a point. That's stuff that you could have survived this last stretch and still been in a playoff spot. Now, we're still very close with a lot of season left to play. So it's nothing to be overly concerned about as of right now, numbers-wise. And certainly the last week, the end of the third period in overtime of the Utah game, notwithstanding, was pretty good.
Yeah.
They're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, Garnet, you got to shoot the puck, right? I mean, that's one thing you got to do. I know it's hard since you only scored 1 goal on the year and you have a wide open net. You're thinking, oh, I could just easily pot this in. You got to let it go. Well, trust your shot.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
All right.
The Tampa Bay game. And Tampa Bay, the Lightning beat us in the first of that. I can't even say home and home because we were home both times. So it was the home.
It would be like the second straight home game, obviously.
Second straight home game against the Lightning.
Yeah.
They crushed us in the first one, which kind of no surprise. Harrison wasn't playing great, let in a few, but also Tampa is really good, and they're on one hell of a hot streak at the moment. I think as of yesterday, they have points in like 15 straight games.
Yeah.
Or something crazy like that.
When they beat us 5-1 in this game, pretty much that was their 10th straight victory. That was their 10th in a row.
Yeah.
So they're red hot.
So
they were red hot. Yeah.
They crushed us the Saturday game. And so the message was, we gotta start strong, come out, have a better effort. First period, Tampa scores right away. Bad bounce on Dan Vladar, and already behind the 8 ball, 1-0.
Yeah,
and it's like, guys.
The start was key, and you give up an early goal, and it didn't get any easier. Obviously, second period they blitzed us a couple power play goals, right? I mean, by
So Jake Gensel gets one. Then Braden Point gets a power play goal, although he suffered a pretty bad injury on that play. I think have they officially ruled him out for the Olympics now at this point?
I would imagine so.
His leg pretty much bent the wrong way as he was falling down. It was not a pretty sight.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. So that must be LTIR, I would imagine. If you're Braden Point,
possibly.
Yeah.
Flyers do get one back. I was going to call him Radek Dvorak. So how confused I am right now. Christian Dvorak.
Yeah.
Gets a nice 2-on-1 goal to get us back within 3-1. All right, okay, so we're in a spot where we're used to playing behind. Brandon Hagel with a seeing eye power play goal late in the second period puts them up 4-1. Third period comes along. Flyers do not even get a ton of shots in the period, so ultimately they fall 5-1 to the Ning.
Yeah.
I mean, I chalk it up to Tampa Bay being a really good team at a really bad time. But I think the problem here is these two games cost the Flyers some of their mojo and confidence.
Yeah, especially coming off the Anaheim game, and then you play the Maple Leafs tough. You get a point out of that. Probably could have.
Although you had a lead late.
You had a lead late in that. So, yeah, I mean that was obviously they're one of the top teams in the East. First right now in the Atlantic Division as of the time of this recording. So you're going up against a juggernaut, and it's clear the gap in terms of talent in total. Braden Point's injury notwithstanding, that team is still loaded, like top to bottom, basically. So,
and they didn't even have Victor Hedman, for those two games.
Yeah. I mean, when you have all world, when you still have like Kucherov running around, making plays. I mean, that's hard. That's a hard team to play against.
Leaving him by himself, it's not the best plan of attack. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. Can't do that.
All right.
But, yeah.
So we move on, heading into Buffalo. Vladar gets another start. Surprising early news before the game, Ristolainen was scratched for an upper body injury. And we'll talk about this a little more in the second period. But so the funny thing is, practice, they were like, oh, we're going to switch up lines. It looked like Risto was going to play with Sanheim. They were going to put Drysdale, I think, back with Sealer, York, maybe with Juleson, whoever, but I don't remember exactly what it was, but Ristolainen scratching messed everything up, so they went back to just what they had. First period. All right, let's have a better effort, guys. Nope, Matthias Samuelsson. Clean look right in the slot. He's a defenseman, by the way. Beats Vladar. And then Rasmus Dahlin, Buffalo's, I guess, their best player, right? All-star defenseman. Walking right down the middle of Broad Street for a power play goal, although it does look like Dan Vladar, prior to that, tweaked something, and that was validated when he did not come out for the second period.
Yeah.
So Flyers down 2-0, and the mother of all scary things to happen to this team, your number one goaltender, Dan Vladar, out with Sam Ersson playing shaky. Well, so the second period doesn't go much better. Jack Quinn gets a 3-0 goal, not a power play goal, but it was right after a power play ended. So for all intents and purposes, it was a power play goal. This, as you can see, is part of the penalty kill slide. Owen Tippett rips a nice shot to make it 3-1. You think, okay, maybe. Nope. Rasmus Dahlin, pretty much identical, walking right down the middle of Broad Street with a power play goal. Where have I seen that before?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like deja vu, basically. All over again, right? I mean, it's
that strange feeling we sometimes get.
Yeah.
We've lived through something before. Deja vu. Third period, Zegras manages a power play goal, but other than that, Buffalo comes away with a 5-2 victory.
Yeah, hold them to 15 shots, but 5 goals given up.
Yeah, and I'm counting 2 power play goals and the Jack Quinn one, which was basically a power play goal. Talk about sagging on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
I mean, Dahlin, I don't remember both goals exactly, but I remember one of them, he was pretty much at the hash mark right between the circles when he ripped the first one.
Yeah, and I don't know how at that point, if someone's coming right down the middle of the slot, stick check. Sliding in front of your goaltender to make the save. Like, what are you doing? Like, try and block a shot. Do something. Don't let him just walk right in and do that. Yeah. Right? Poke check it. Lift his stick, whatever. Do whatever you can to try and stop that from happening. That just didn't happen. Yeah.
All right. So then, unfortunately, we have to go into Pittsburgh the night after.
Yeah.
Sam Ersson gets the start. That'll be important. First period, Pittsburgh goes 2 for 3 on the power play. So the last time we played them, did they get 3 power play goals?
I think they had at least 3 power. Yeah, we're 3 for 4. Yeah.
3 for 4 last time. So they're already starting off 2 for 3 in the first period of this game. Then they make it 3-0 with an even strength goal to start the second period.
Three
Although
straight games that the Flyers were down 3-0. Third straight game at that point.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Tampa, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh. Yeah, not good.
Right. So Rodrigo Abels does answer back. He gets a tip off a Cam York shot pass. So nice goal. Ersson, interestingly, is pulled after that goal.
Interesting. Yeah.
Not after the 3-0 goal. He gets pulled. Now, Abel's goal was like right after Chinakov's goal. The thinking was maybe they wanted to give Kolosov time to
a look-see.
Stretch to before he came in, but it was a little weird seeing like, oh, we scored a goal. All right, pull the goalie.
He's like, he's done. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's probably a thought process on Tocchet's. Like, okay, well, game's pretty much lost, and he's down there. He's seeing probably the tenor, maybe just to try and shake things up a little bit as well.
Well, I mean, I know why he put Kolosov in. I was just curious why he didn't pull Ersson right after the third goal.
Yeah,
and instead he waited until we scored a goal. Maybe it was like, 3-1. Maybe we're still in this game. Now let's pull Sam and give ourselves a chance.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows?
Spoiler alert, it didn't help. Lizotte gets a goal late in the second period, puts them up 4-1. Third period, Pittsburgh gets a third power play goal. They end up going up 6-1 before Matvei Michkov gets in a fight.
I love this.
First of his career.
Yeah, I love it. Just sticking up for his boy Barkey. And that's huge. And it's like that was big for Michkov for sure to step in, and second year player to step in for the rookie. Got hit pretty good along the far boards.
Clean hit.
Clean hit.
To say that. It was a clean hit.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
But small guy, good for Michkov for
you're down 6-1, and it's like, send a message. It's like, we're not going to get pushed around this much, and good on Michkov to do that, and that kind of a deal. So
it's not about winning; it's about sending a message.
Yeah, right.
So Michkov does serve his time, comes out. He does get a goal late, so that ends his streak of non-empty net goals since November, whatever it was. So it was good to see him get on the board. And so you're thinking, even though you lost 6-3 to Pittsburgh, maybe there was something in that third period to kind of
get a little bit
carry
of momentum.
Over.
Yep.
Yeah. And to be honest, Kolosov didn't play poorly in giving up 3 goals in relief of Sam Ersson. So we come home facing the New York Rangers. Unfortunately, Rodrigo Abels has a gruesome ankle injury occur early in the first period.
Yeah.
Not good.
He kind of just like, it almost was like the edge of his skate kind of just slipped out from underneath him, and that, he just went down like in the corner. And he just couldn't.
Well, no, it wasn't that it slipped out. It got stuck. And his body kept going, and his ankle
did not. Yeah.
It has been reported that it's a ankle fracture that has also been disputed, however, so we don't actually know at the moment what the extent of the injury is, and the Flyers are saying it is not necessarily season ending, which is good news.
That's good.
But bad news for Abels is now he's going to miss the Olympics playing for Team Lafayette, which is, sad for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But the Flyers do respond. Travis Konechny gets a nice goal from Zegras, so you think, okay, maybe a nice carryover.
Off to a good start?
No.
Yeah.
New York Rangers. Artemi Panarin gets a one-timer, and people just decided to let him roam free, which is nice. Zibanejad then scores from basically the blue line.
21 seconds
so
later.
Not a great goal by Kolosov. And then you have a 3-on-1, and the kid Ostman gets, I think it's his first goal of his
goal of the year of his career, yeah.
Yeah, so, and what was the timing of those 3 goals? It was like a minute something.
Yeah, it was a minute and 20 seconds. You give up 3 goals, and, of course, Kolosov
3 shots.
On 3 shots. So that's a
the
shooting
first
percentage
3 shots.
0.
Yes.
0 save percentage. Gets pulled immediately.
So Ersson comes back in.
Who, to be perfectly honest, he's got to be at a low point as well because you get pulled in Pittsburgh, and now it's like, well, okay, you're not the guy anymore. We're going to go with Kolosov, see what he does. And Kolosov can't save a beach ball, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well.
Being fair, the only goal I put on him is the second one, the Zibanejad goal.
That's one you have to have. Yeah,
that's
that
one you have to have.
Yeah.
And that could, if he saves that one, perhaps things differ.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the 3-goal barrage occur right away. So maybe things are different if he makes that save.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Yeah.
The Panarin one, he's got no chance. That's a cross-ice pass to Artemi Panarin.
Yeah.
No. And then the 3-on-1, for God's sake. I mean,
where's the defense, right? I mean,
yeah,
that
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ersson comes back in. It shades of the 2011 playoffs all over again. Goalie's getting pulled every single game. Second period doesn't go much better. Zibanejad has a hat trick before the game is halfway over. And then Panarin makes it 6-1 with a seeing eye shot through, I think it was Drysdale's legs into the top corner. Sanheim does get a shorthanded goal late in the period to make it 6-2. Final score is 6-3. Not enough in the third period.
No.
So, yeah, that was if there was a low point in the season, I would have figured that was probably it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, because the Rangers are terrible.
Yes.
They're awful this year. And, yeah, okay, they have a good road record. But, I mean, that's a team that clearly is tanking and clearly has not responded.
And Drury's letter came right before that game. Like, hey, fans, sorry, we're not competing this year. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then they put out a 6 spot on us, and it's like that's a hated rival. A team you should beat, a team that really is beatable, to be perfectly honest, because I think what's going to happen is, I think to your point, and we talked about this before, Panarin possibly going back to the KHL, doesn't want to play in the NHL anymore after the expiration of his contract. And Zibanejad, if you're New York and you have a lost season here, why not get some draft capital? Honest to God.
He has a no trade clause. So
that might be a bit of an issue. Unless he waives
it. And he's got like 4 years left on the deal or something crazy like that. So
yeah, they're not good. Yeah. They're not good. So they're definitely coming down. But you had to take advantage of that team. That was a game we both said you should have won, and you don't. You don't even show up in that regard. So yeah, definitely low point in the year. At that point.
All right, so we get that low point in the year, and we're staring down the Vegas Golden Cheaters going into their barn, and you're thinking, there's no way in hell. But, so, the good news before that game, Bobby Brink finally gets back in the lineup, which was great to see.
Yeah.
Lane Peterson gets called up from the Phantoms to replace Rodrigo Abels in the lineup, and Nikita Grabenkin gets scratched. Because I guess they must have played Delorier in that game.
I think they probably did. I'll pull that up.
First period starts almost exactly like the Ranger game. Travis Konechny gets a goal early on a breakaway. Good breakaway. And I should have mentioned, by the way, the Golden Cheaters came in when having won 6 in a row, 7 in a row.
Something like that. Yeah, 6 game. Yeah.
6 games in a row.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had lost 6 in a row. They had won 6 in a row. Not expecting great things. Konechny gets on the board. It's like, okay, but he got on the board early in the Rangers game. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
A little loosey-goosey penalty-wise. They had to kill 3 penalties in the first period, but they managed to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Second period comes. The penalties continue. Noah Cates takes a bad offensive zone penalty late in the period, and Tomas Hertl cashes in on the power play with under a minute to go, so you have a tie game at 1. And it's like, well, you knew it was going to catch up with you eventually. Third period comes. Sanheim ends up going to the box, but lo and behold, the Travis Konechny game.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets a shorthanded goal on another breakaway.
Yeah.
Almost exactly like the first one in the first period.
Yeah.
The Flyers do end up having to kill 2 more penalties in the third to take the win, including having to go 6-on-4 the last 2 minutes. But Ersson, to his credit, played a very solid game, makes a huge stop on Jack Eichel with about 20 seconds to go, seals the victory for the Flyers 2-1. Who saw that coming?
Who saw that coming? I certainly didn't, and to be perfectly honest, Steve, when you're basically on the back foot with all the penalties that they were taking,
Yep.
You know, you only hold Vegas to 1 power play goal in 7 opportunities. That's phenomenal. You know, even though you showed a lot of grit and character there a little bit, obviously, you know, being shorthanded for so much. You only held Vegas to 25 total shots on net, too, with 7 power plays in their building.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I mean, that's huge. That's massive for them to do that. And, you know, you take advantage on the shorthanded. You know, you get a great shorthanded breakaway by Konechny, as we said. And it was the Travis Konechny show, basically, in Vegas, which was great.
Yeah,
I mean, you needed
and
that.
Sam Harrison. Let's give Sam Harrison
And
credit.
Sam, well, we'll give him his flowers, absolutely.
Played very well.
960 save percentage. You can't go wrong with that. That's great.
Very well.
Yep.
Okay. So then we roll into Utah for our first ever game against the Mammoth because
Yeah.
they weren't the Mammoth last year. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I'll give you the story on this one. I watched the first period and went to bed. Okay. So before the game, Grunstrom in, Grebenkin out.
Yep.
Cam York gets a goal 30 seconds in off a rebound. It's like, oh, all right. Good
Rock
start.
and rolling. Here we
Good
go.
stuff. All right. Then Christian Dvorak takes a great pass from Travis Konechny, gets on a partial breakaway, scores up 2-0. And the Flyers are pretty much in control of that first period.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think Utah got very many chances at all. So it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right.
Time to go to bed. Yep.
Time to go to bed. They're up 2-0. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then the rest of the game happened.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Bobby Brink gets a power play goal on a rebound. And I'm going to be saying that a lot coming up here, and that's important. But at that point, the Flyers then have the dreaded 3-goal lead because we know they can't hold on to those very well. Utah then basically takes over the game. They get within 1, and then Christian Dvorak gets his own rebound also on the power play. So 2 power play goals, up 4-2. Okay.
Yeah.
They gave up 2 goals. Unsteady. Utah was getting some pressure.
Yep.
Got it back under control. Christian Dvorak, his second of the game. Good stuff. All right. Then the third period happens.
Oh.
4-2. We're under 10 minutes to play. Noah Juleson takes an ill-advised late penalty. And then nobody bothers to get in the way of Dylan Guenther shooting. So he makes it 4-3.
Gotta block those shots, Steve. I'm telling you.
Yeah, block those shots, or at least get a stick on it.
Yeah,
Something.
do something.
Poke with the stick. Do something. Do something.
Do something.
Do something. So yet again, another power play goal surrendered. Then with an empty net, Garnet Hathaway gets a pass, neglects to shoot immediately, and has his pocket picked from behind. Nothing right away, but later, with about a minute to go, Travis Konechny tries to push it back to Travis Sanheim, who was not ready for it. It was on edge. He gets stripped. Clayton Keller goes around him and in on goal and scores to tie the game with under a minute. Then in overtime, Konechny gets his pocket picked, 2-on-1 back the other way. Owen Tippett gets back in position, but then doesn't get in position because he doesn't cover Clayton Keller, who gets a one-time shot and scores the game winner for Utah, 5-4. I don't know. The Ranger game or the Utah game is the low point. Which one do you go?
Rangers number 1, and then this one is probably second lowest. This is a game you had to have won in regulation. You're up 3-0. You're up 4-2. Yeah, and it's like you. It's been the story of the year. These multiple goal leads, you have to hold your breath as a Flyers fan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that has to change in order for the team to get better and compete for a playoff spot. You have to hammer it down. I keep thinking to myself, this is the second or third time I've said it, I think, on the podcast. If you're up 2, where's the third? If you're up 3, where's the fourth? You keep the pressure on. You don't sit back and say you've got this in the back pocket here. You have to keep the pressure on. And it bit them here in this game. It absolutely bit them.
The worst part about this game was the people who made the mistakes in critical junctures were veterans.
Yeah.
It's Juleson. It's Hathaway.
Yeah.
It's Konechny.
Yeah.
It's
Sanheim. Yeah. Guys, you're
Those
supposed like they're part of the entire foundational piece here. And for them to all kind of just choke in that moment. And Taka talked about it's like, in that pressure situation, we all choked. There's like a few people in here that just absolutely choked. Didn't call him out by name. Didn't need to. Everybody saw what happened. Yeah. He doesn't.
But that's my point. It was the veterans. It's one thing if it's the young guys making these mistakes. It's the veterans, who cost that one up. All right. So now we're going into Colorado. one regulation loss at home all year
Yeah.
to the Nashville Predators of all teams. I don't know. So what they were at 4 regulation losses?
They were at
before?
4 regulation losses. They
On the season.
Yeah, and prior to 2 weeks ago when we first recorded, they were undefeated at home. So, and of course, like they've lost as we headed into the building.
Yeah.
So only 1 regulation loss until we show up and we blitz them 7-3.
I don't even know. I went to bed at 2-0 first period.
Yeah.
Fully expecting a repeat of Utah, and then to have 7-3 flash up there, I'm like,
my first
Flyers,
thought, my first thought was because of course that's what would have happened. You know, the team has not played well, and they go in and they blitz the number 1 team in the league.
And let's go through how they got there because it was also unconventional. Sorry, so Grabenkin in, Grundstrom in, Grabenkin out. Travis Konechny takes a penalty first shift of the game. It's like, oh God. Did you learn nothing? And another penalty. I forget who the second one was on.
Let's see if we can pull it up here.
Who was that?
Cates. Noah
Cates.
Cates.
Yeah. It's Konechny and Cates, 2 guys who should know better.
Yeah.
Get
2 penalties within the first 5 minutes.
We get 2 kills out of it.
Yep.
Colorado territorially dominating us, but Sam Ersson absolutely playing stellar and holding us into the game. Good stuff. So that leads to Owen Tippett getting a nice rush, hits the defenseman with a shot, comes right back to him, and then rips a beauty past Mackenzie Blackwood to put the Flyers up 1-0. Then you get Denver Barkey late in the period on a power play goal, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder we got 0.4% back. Nice pass from Michkov from down low. So 2-0 going into the second period. Wow. But, multi-goal leads, Parker Kelly, Potts a rebound, Colorado buzzing again. They outshot us, 13-3 or something?
Yeah, it was 17-6 in the first period and then 7-6 in the second. So 24-12 in terms of total shots through 2 periods.
Yeah. And then Victor Olofsson off a feed from McKinnon makes it 2-2. Flyers next shift come right back. Bobby Brink gets a quick response, follows his own rebound. So the Flyers go up 3-2. Then a face-off late in the period in our zone. Cale Makar decides that he likes to shoot and snipes one in the corner pass.
He really didn't have to do any
Harrison.
of that, that kind of go.
No, he didn't. So 3-3 game going into the third period. It's like, all right, here comes Colorado, and they're not coming off a back-to-back, so we're not going to be able to wear them down. Early in the third period, Owen Tippett, a beauty, a 2-on-1, scores another snipe, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Putting it past Blackwood.
Yep.
And then very shortly after that, Michkov gets a deflection from Emil Andre.
Nice tip.
Flyers up, restore their 2-goal lead. It's like, holy crap. Wow.
But there's 18 minutes to go, and there's a 2-goal lead, Steve. So it's like
Colorado, and they scored 500,000 goals this season.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. But
yep, Flyers go back to the penalty box. It's like, oh, God. But then Cale Makar makes a slip-up with a beautiful pass to Owen Tippett, who is not on his team. Tippett gets a breakaway, gets the hat trick. A few hats do fly in Colorado, so that's pretty cool. So Flyers up 6-3. Colorado pulls their goalie with 5 minutes to go because why not when you've got guys who are, basically top 10 in scoring, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Right.
Flyers have a bunch of chances at an empty net. Would somebody please put the empty net goal in? Zegras couldn't do it. Konechny couldn't do it. I think somebody else had a chance. Maybe it was Sanheim. I don't know. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
For the love of God, finally, Matvei Michkov puts one in. Makes it. I mean, it's like watching a bunch of monkeys trying to hump a doorknob. Finally, Michkov puts it in.
The extra point is good. 7-3 in Colorado, Steve. Yeah, you hold that power play. Colorado, of course, like of all things, the Avalanche with their tremendous offensive talent that they have went 0-4 on the power play, and their power play is worse than
power plays. It's not like their power plays look bad. It wasn't like when our power play looks bad and we can't even get in the zone or the passes are, it's one shot and done. Their power play looked damn good.
Yeah.
Just couldn't finish it
Couldn't
for
finish
whatever
it for whatever reason. So you get 5 out of 14. Well, it wasn't exactly ideal, but boy, thank God they went on the road trip in a strange and bizarre way for them to get 5 out of 6 in this week.
Yeah.
And but I mean, so you keep yourself afloat in the wild card, and as we said at the top of this period, they're only 2 points out of third. So it's not like they've slipped considerably, but it's certainly
not in Ranger territory.
We're not in Ranger territory, exactly. But it is, again, something that we can't have something like this happen again. We just cannot. Heading into the last third of the year, there's 32 games left in the season. They played game 50 in Colorado.
That's the most frustrating thing about it is you watch them lose all these games to teams that you know they should at least be competitive with. And
Yes.
they were not competitive in Buffalo. They were not competitive in Pittsburgh.
But then they turned right around.
Tampa Bay.
And they turn right around. They're competitive against Vegas. They're competitive against Colorado. And they could have won in Utah had they played
the last 10
60.
minutes.
Yeah.
Play a full 60, you win that game in Utah. So
yeah, exactly.
That's the frustrating thing. You got 5 of 6. I'm glad we're doing the episode today and not last weekend.
Right?
Because I would have been furious next weekend.
Exactly right.
You've been teasing me with your hot chocolate and marshmallows during this entire episode, you crumb bum.
100% I have.
Well, maybe you ought to give a try to Dubby's S'mores Flavor Energy Drink. This is the world's only energy drink that tastes like s'mores and can give you faster reaction time with laser-sharp focus. Mix it with milk for better results. You can only get it at Dubby, so visit Dubby at their website, dubby.gg, or download the app to your phone if you use our promo code. That's men in orange and black. Remember the ampersand, not the word and. You can get $4 off of this $40 tub or 10% off others in Dubby's inventory. All right, period segundo. And we're starting out with studs and duds. If not for the last couple games, we might not have had a stud. To be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah. Well, I joked, I think with us, pre-production, I put down for duds, entire Flyers roster, la, la, la.
True. Now, that was before the Colorado game.
That was before Colorado, exactly.
To be fair.
Yeah, that's to be fair. But I'll share with that later. But, yeah.
All right, so let's start with your stud then.
Hey, how about we go with Travis Konechny? Again, 6 points in his last 5 games, Steve. He did great, obviously, in Vegas with 2 goals there, but he has been pretty darn consistent in the scoring sheet over the last week and a half worths of games, which is always good to see in the midst of really a down part of the year where you lose 6 in a row. You're looking for that veteran leadership. Utah notwithstanding, this guy has shown up and he's been ready to play, which has been great to see. So I'd give it to Travis Konechny for my stud of the last 2 weeks.
I think that's fair. His name was all over what we just did in the first period.
Yeah.
And some mistakes in Utah, obviously, but you're right. He started it in New York. He started it in Vegas and finished it in Vegas. In Utah, that was a phenomenal pass he did to Christian Dvorak to spring him. Amazing pass.
Yeah.
And so I can't disagree that Konechny is worthy of a stud.
Yeah.
For my stud, I'm going to give it to my patience. No. Konechny's a good one. I'm going to give it to Owen Tippett, actually.
Oh, okay.
Again, Utah notwithstanding. He has shown that when he does not miss the net, he's got a hell of a shot.
Yeah, he does.
And I absolutely think he belongs on the penalty kill. I think he's a big body who can skate.
Got
so
good reach.
In the way.
Yep.
Good reach. He showed it last night, slipping that pass from McCarr. And again, and the other thing too is it's not just these goals he's scoring. I mean, the one in Buffalo was nice. The couple in Colorado were good. I feel like he's actually been more noticeable in this stretch. Before, if he's not doing spinorama freaking backhand goals, it's like, where is Owen Tippett? And then you see him passing it to nobody, and it's like, oh, there's Owen Tippett. But this last stretch of games, I feel like he's been noticeable. I see him making good rushes, making good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously getting on the score sheet, making some good goals. He's made some good passes recently. Not necessarily resulting in goals, but they've been good opportunities.
Yeah.
And he has made some nifty passes to set up, maybe not in this last 2 weeks. I'm thinking he set up Barkey, I think, for his first goal.
Yeah.
Which was before this last episode.
Yeah.
But I think Owen Tippett has really been very consistent the last few weeks. And that's what we've asked of him, right? It's like, dude, if you could just be more consistent, you could be a really good forward for this team.
Yeah.
You scored 25 goals this season, but are they always coming when it matters? Now he's really looking like the player we thought he could become, and hopefully that continues.
Yeah, you got to think that this hat trick that he had in Colorado, you hope that this springs him. He had 4-point night last night, which is great. And he's played in every game so far, 33 points. I think my hope is that he just continues to unlock the potential that's inside of him. He's tremendous goal scorer. He's -3 on the year so far, which is really an improvement if you stop to think about it. Over the course of his young career, he's already got 18 goals. Last year he had 20. Last year in 77 games he had 20 goals.
In total. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Good.
so he's going to shatter that pace for sure. Be much better. His career high is 28 goals, and that was 2 years ago. Which I think was either year 1 or 2 of Tortorella. I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, he'll definitely hit 25. I can't imagine him not hitting 25 goals by the end of the year with the remaining.
If he stays consistent, absolutely he'll hit 25. But if he goes on one of those Owen Tippett droughts where he's not even visible on the ice, then you could see it. But hopefully, because this I feel like is the longest stretch we've ever seen him go where he's been a positive player.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that will continue.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree.
All right. Moving to the duds. You could have your pick, frankly.
The entire Flyers roster. No,
I'm gonna go. I'm sort of going there. I'm going with team discipline.
Okay. Yeah. There was none of that 2 weeks ago. Like that first stretch of games.
Yeah. So they still have, despite the good road trip, they are still taking way too many penalties. So in that respect, the discipline is still lacking. You took 4 needless penalties in Colorado. You took, 7 against Vegas? You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Juleson took that bad penalty that got Utah back in the game.
Yep.
You gave up power play goals to the Rangers. You gave up way too many power play goals to the Penguins. When your penalty kill is bad, as it has been in this last stretch, you cannot afford to take penalties. And the lack of discipline really showed.
No.
And before this nice little mini stretch here on the road trip, the discipline was leaking into other things. So discipline on the penalty kill. You weren't staying in your lanes properly. You were letting guys roam free. The defensive discipline. The one thing they've done well all year was play defense. And this stretch, they weren't playing defense.
You wonder if the reason why, and this is just, don't know, obviously, thought processes here, but maybe with Vladar being hurt, maybe the thought process was, okay, we have our backup goaltender. We got to score so many goals, outscore as many, but we forgot to play. I don't know.
I saw it more as to me, it's a lack of confidence, right?
Yeah.
When you lack
when you're
confidence,
getting buried like this and you're giving up 3-goal leads early, over the stretch of the Tampa game, the Buffalo game, Pittsburgh game, you're down 3-0 in all 3 of those games to start. And then the Rangers of all teams score 3 on you, or actually they score really 6 unanswered goals. You feel like you're getting buried under snow, no pun intended. That kind of a deal, which is what's going to happen tomorrow with us.
That reminds me, I got to buy gasoline.
Right. But it's little things like that it could snowball you on top of that like crazy. if you're not careful.
The thing is, we weren't watching a team that was quitting or not trying.
Right.
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 If anything, I think they were trying too hard. They're trying to do more. The perfect example, that Panarin goal, the first one. I have to be specific. The first Panarin goal, Cam York goes to Vincent Trocheck, who's already covered by Owen Tippett.
No need to go there.
If Cam York does his job, the simple job, he's covering Panarin. Panarin's not open for that one time. I think that's been a lot of what we've seen is people trying too hard to do something, and the result is you're getting odd man opportunities because you got too many guys going to the wrong. You're puck watching. You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the guys who they're leaving wide open in this stretch. Kucherov is being left wide by himself.
Yeah.
You're letting Rasmus Dahlin walk right down the middle of your penalty kill.
Yeah.
You're letting Panarin and Zibanejad, two guys who are known to kill you, free. Just give them opportunities.
Yeah.
You know,
can't roll out the red carpet for those guys. You're right.
No.
And then
no.
also on top of that too, I think this goes back to earlier in the year, the extra passing offensively. You're passing the puck way too much, whereas you're not taking the shot on net, which is, and that's been something of that. That's maybe it hasn't occasionally happened during this recent course of games, but certainly it's been a symptom of what's been happening with the team overall from the entire season, where you make the extra pass where you don't really need to do that. All you need to do is when you get it and you look up and there's a shot on net, you take it. You don't look for your teammate to take that extra. You're a little selfish. There's a little selfishness in there, yeah, but you take the shot. You're not afraid to do it. You're not afraid to do that.
I mean, look at first period. I kept saying, I was emphasizing rebounds, right?
Yeah.
Look at how many goals they're scoring off of rebounds.
Yeah.
Because that's how a team that doesn't have a Nathan McKinnon or a Cale Makar has to score goals.
Yeah.
They're not all going to be pretty. Owen Tippett excluded. Okay, fair. He's had a couple of snipes. Beauty.
Yes. Zegers too. Yeah.
But Zegers too. But to be a high-scoring offense, you need to get opportunities off of rebounds, and you don't get opportunities off rebounds if you don't shoot.
Yeah.
Right, and that's part of the discipline.
No doubt.
And that it's the defensive discipline. I certainly think outside of that 10-minute third period in the Utah game, I think the defensive discipline has returned. It also helps, you look at this stretch, it was a perfect storm of stuff, right? You hit a bunch of teams on hot streaks. Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Pittsburgh had all been on hot streaks, right? Like that's bad. You lose your top goalie. Your backup goalie is in his own head at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? You lose a couple guys to injury. You have guys out for injury. It was kind of a perfect storm. You get Brink back. You get Ersson clearing his head and doing things that you've seen him do before. Get the defensive discipline. And I think the Vegas game really showed. You had to clamp down defensively.
Oh, no doubt.
On Vegas.
Yeah.
And they did that. Yeah, so you won a game 2-1. You didn't have a ton of offense, but you held Vegas, which is a pretty good offensive team.
With a Mitch Marner on their lineup. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. They just dropped however many they put on Toronto last night. That's a pretty good offensive team. You held them to 1 goal.
Yeah. That's huge.
And it was a power play goal.
Yeah.
So,
huge.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Big time. Yeah. Yeah, for my
you're done.
Yeah, for my dud, this is probably hopefully more motivational, but Sean Couturier. Like we're talking about like offense and all that kind of stuff. Sean Couturier, to me, 2 assists in his last 5. Just from the stats score sheet alone, he's been kind of missing. That's 0.4, points per game. If you really stop to think about it, over the last 5 games, I would love to see Couturier, and specifically step up. He has 26 points on the year. Now, granted, I think he is a little long in the tooth. He's got 5 goals. I mean, this is not very encouraging, I would say, from our captain. Now, I get it. Like, he's saying all the right things in the press. Like, when they left after the Rangers game saying that we suck, 100% you're right on the money.
Well, you did.
Yeah, right on the money. But the play, he's doing all the right things defensively. I just want to see a little bit more goal scoring out of him. I just want to see a little bit more in terms of like dictating the zone rather than just being always that defensive forward. I think that's a lot to ask of him for sure. And he's not the 30 goal scorer that he was, a few years ago.
No. Yeah, it's unfair to expect 30 goals out of him.
Right, and I'm not expecting that.
15, I think 15 would be
That's what he had last year. That's what he had last year on Total.
I would be perfectly happy if he was putting 15 in. I want other people to pick up the slack and get more.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's putting in 15 and we have guys who are scoring 20, maybe 30,
yeah,
that's 15 is perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's what I would want out of him, especially over the next 10 to 12 games, something where you start to notice that Couturier is putting a couple in, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what we need out of our captain. Someone that can actually lead the way in terms of putting the puck in the net. So little things like that is something that I would want to see more out of him.
Now, it doesn't help that Tocchet has specifically actually said that he feels like he's been riding Couturier a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And he needs to back him off.
So that probably, okay, you put him, where do you put him? Third line then? I mean, that's...
Well, he's already, it's not, I don't like to number lines with these guys because any line really kind of could score. I mean, it was Couturier's line. Tippett is playing with Couturier. So it was really Couturier's line who was lighting it up last night.
Yeah.
Just not Couturier specifically.
Specifically, yeah. 17 minutes. 17 minutes on average.
I think the Olympic break will be good for him.
Yes.
Get him rested up. Hopefully we can not have him have to play a ton of minutes coming out of the break.
100%.
And so he could be fresh.
I agree.
For a stretch run.
Yeah, I agree totally.
All right. So we'll get into a couple of other things here before we break the second period. We'll start with the goaltending because, as we mentioned in the first period, there was quite a carousel going on over a span of 3 or 4 games. Nobody finishing what they start. Some of that, obviously, injury. Vladar came out because he was hurt.
Yeah.
So Vladar went down. The word is he should be back by the Islander game on Monday. Perhaps even starting that game. So fingers crossed that's happening. Thank God it wasn't a long-term thing.
Yeah.
But the question was, for a stretch there, Ersson was lost, and Kolosov didn't seem to be the answer.
No.
So you're getting Vladar back. Backup goaltender could be important because we don't know how Vladar is going to be able to handle the rest of the season. He's never played this many games before in a season. So the question is, do the Flyers, in your estimation, have to do something goaltending-wise, or are we just going to have to ride this out?
Well, that's been, the question that I think we both have asked, especially considering that Ersson has had a very subpar year. Now, I have been encouraged to the fact that, you go into Vegas in their barn, you only hold to 1 goal. You hang with Colorado. You played very well in that first period, really kept the Flyers in the game when, quite frankly, they didn't deserve that 2-0 lead because of the way because of the way their goaltender was playing. So there are some positives. Now, I think I do agree that there needs to be a more steadying presence in terms of your backup goaltender. Like if you really want to have 1A, 1B in there, I would agree with that. The only question I have is who's available that you would make that kind of a move, and who would you give up for that? That's the only question that I would have.
Yeah. Then I think that's the dilemma. I mean, they've said Bjarnason is not coming up no matter what. I mean, unless you had injuries like you had a few years ago where we played 8 different
where
goalies.
you're decimated with injury and you need to bring him up there. Yeah, I totally would agree.
But absent that, Bjarnason is not coming up. They want him
in the AHL. Yeah.
Kolosov, he got pulled more in that Ranger game because of the way the team was playing in front of him. So I can't really.
And you have the long distance shot against Zibanejad.
That was a bad goal, but I can't blame him on the other 2 goals. We haven't had enough of a look at him. I mean, he played basically half the Pittsburgh game and then
he's had
the first period.
He's had like a weird career. If you really stop to think about it, Steve, like he came in, he was like, I want to play, and then there were some issues where we're going to put you in the AHL, and he didn't want to do that. He was whining, moaning, complaining about that. It was not the right thing. I said, no, you're going to the AHL. You need this. Okay, fine. He goes to the AHL. And to be perfectly honest, this first part of the year in the AHL, he's played very, very well for the Phantoms. I think there was maybe one or two times this year where he was AHL goaltender of the week, something along those lines. So you want to see that development. I think that this is where the problem lies: is your backup goaltender right now. We don't have like Colorado's like 1-2, right?
No.
So we can't expect that. I think you have to let it ride out. You get Vladar back in, you probably push him to maybe 60. If you could get him to a 60 start mark, I know that's asking a lot because he's never done that before. But I would have more confidence having him in there. The defense has to play better in front of all the goaltenders. Whoever is in net, the discipline, what you talked about before with team discipline on defense is so key because this is a total team effort. This isn't something where we can't just, okay, Dan Vladar is back in net, everything's going to be hunky-dory. No, you can't have that. So it's a matter of like, you bring Vladar in, you maybe have him start 55 to 60, you play real good defense, you put good defense in front of him, get the timely goal, get the timely save, and maybe you spot Eriksson with a couple of the back-to-backs, there will be a couple, definitely, as we head into March, and specifically. Heck, even this week, there's a back-to-back. I think it's Columbus-Boston, as we'll preview in the third period. So, there's a lot of different things going on there. I think you have to stay par for the course. I don't know if Briere, though, is going to be active trade deadline.
I don't think when you look at the names that are being floated out there,
there's hardly anybody out there.
There's nothing. We'll get into the third period when we go to Ottawa. They had to pull James Reimer out of mothballs, and I don't want to do that.
No,
right? I don't want to plumb that. I don't think Alexei Kolosov got a fair shake.
I agree.
He got thrown in the middle of the defensive mess that we were in last week.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gotten a fair shake. I would like to think that if we had played better structure in front of him, maybe he could have played a little bit better.
And he's shown that he's capable. Outside of the Rangers game, there was one game that he did play where he played very well.
Yes.
Like, it was a losing effort, but he played extremely well. I think he only gave up like 2 goals.
Yeah.
So that being said, it's like, okay, I'm not going to panic totally on Kolosov just yet.
Yeah.
He's still a young goaltender. You're still trying to find your way in the NHL right now.
Right, but the problem there is young goalie developing. You're trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Can you really be trusting things to him? And the good news is
my answer would be no.
Eriksson has righted his ship.
Yes.
Now, whether it stays afloat or it starts tilting back the other way into the ocean is a different question. But for the moment, hopefully, Eriksson has steadied himself and can kind of get back to giving when you need the spot start from your backup, giving you a solid effort game in and game out. I don't think the names are out there to make a move for this season, and I just think we have to let it go.
Yeah.
Next issue to discuss
injuries,
was that
right?
freak Rasmus Ristolainen.
Yeah.
He was on the ice at practice that morning, and then before the game gets scratched with an upper body injury. It has yet to be disclosed what it is. I'm hoping to God it's not the triceps again.
No, because that was the issues. Like he's torn it 3 times, I think.
Twice. Unless this was the third time that haven't been told.
No
yet.
idea.
But I get worried because it's him specifically. Like they go, he's out day to day. And then, he's not coming on the road trip. That's not day to day at that point, right?
Well, day to day, week to week. I mean, you never know.
Day to day and week to week are 2 different things, if you want to, my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's now been out for well over a week. It's going to be close to 2 weeks if he doesn't play in the Islander game, which I haven't heard anything that says he will.
Yeah.
If you had any thought about trading him at the deadline,
you're not going to get much for him.
That's probably out the window at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
He's great for us when he plays, but the best ability is availability.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not giving it to us.
And he's not giving it to us. Exactly. And that's concerning. We were talking about that around the Christmas break. You and me thinking like, oh man, he has really kind of solidified the defensive structure and defensive room. But now with him being in and out of the lineup again, it's not good for the room. But then on top of that, to your point, you can't really trade him either because of his injury history. So it's rough in that regard.
And he could have been a valuable chip because a right-handed defenseman, lots of experience, big. That's tough.
Yeah.
And the other thing that bothers me is you can't like point to something and say, well, that's where it occurred. Like you saw Obels' ankle. Like, oh, well, I can tell what happened to him.
Yeah.
That's a freak thing. It's not a, we didn't see him take a hit where he's favoring something. We didn't see him get a shot in the face. We didn't see him block a shot. So we don't know what happened, which worries me that it's a soft tissue thing and that it could very well be the triceps. And I'm crossing my fingers
that it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then the other big injury that we just talked about was Rodrigo Obels.
This is
fourth line, so it's not as catastrophic as if you lost one of your top 9 centers, but
it's a loss, though.
It's a loss because it's a center, and we don't have a lot of those.
Oh, no.
They called up Lane Peterson, who can skate quick, but I don't know what he's going to provide. That's the one thing about Obels is he's not fast. I mean, he's a steady guy. I would like to see a little bit more speed on that fourth line, and Peterson give it, but I haven't seen Peterson, come in the way Carl Grundstrom did.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. No,
he's tailed off.
Yeah, exactly right. No, I think you're right though. I mean, the Obels injury is very, very significant. To your point with the center line depth. Yeah, I mean, outside of Couturier, I couldn't, and Cates. Those are the only two. Then we have
Dvorak.
and Christian Dvorak. Okay, so there's 3. It's a major concern, and especially if you're trying to roll 4 lines, if you keep losing that fourth line draw, or whatever number of draws, it's a major issue, and it's something I think that would either you. I don't think you're going to find it. You're not going to find. No one's going to want to give up, players to give the Flyers a center. That's just not going to happen. So the only other way you could do it is really through the draft. And I think that has to be a need.
This season.
And that's not going to help this season. I get it. No. But I'm just saying, like, that's something you need to address either in this draft or the next for sure, by God, to be able to fill that line, to be able to fill the, the center line depth up and down the roster. Because, that Couturier, he's getting along in the tooth too. So it's little things like that that's going to start to add up. If an injury happens to Couturier, oh, God, that kind of a deal. Hopefully, knock on wood, that does not happen. But it is a concern. It's a massive concern right now. But every NHL team is looking for a center. Everyone's looking.
It's true, but the problem is You called Lane Peterson up from the Phantoms. Who the top prospects on the Phantoms? Barkey's already here. Alex Bump is a winger. No, all your center prospects: Jet Luchenko, Jack Nesbitt, guys like that. They're all in juniors.
Yeah,
college.
Just FYI to Hunter Brody, they're 18 and 19 years old. You don't have to yell and scream into the microphone telling us that they're horrible. They're not. Okay?
Well,
they're young.
They're very young. He's still mad. He's still mad about the York over Caulfield thing.
Well,
it's like who in their right mind thinks that Cam York is better than Cole Caulfield? Well, nobody except the Flyers thought they could get York and Brink.
Yeah.
Instead of just Caulfield.
Yeah.
So
you go 2 for 1, right?
2. Yeah, we got 2 players instead of 1.
Yeah.
That's, and
Hunter, come on, man. Knock on wood. Let's go.
I like him. I like listening
he's
to
not
him.
bad.
He's not yelling.
I saw when he was yelling and screaming, I think, oh my God. It's like, holy cow. Yeah.
When he's not yelling, he's okay to listen to. And he's right about the Eagles offensive coordinator search. But
exactly.
I like it, but he gets a little carried away sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into the third period now. We're previewing the next couple of weeks of games. This is where we remind you once again, we are recording on Saturday, January 24th. So by the time you hear this episode, one game at least will have already occurred, if not more. So don't shoot the messenger. We are prognosticating. We have not seen
any games
Monday,
or that sort. Nothing of that. Yeah.
So Monday the 25th, the New York Islanders will come to town, assuming we are not buried under multiple feet of snow. Too bad for the kids in New York City. Apparently, the mayor said they're either going to be in class or they're remote learning. No snow day for you.
Well,
sucks.
That must suck to be them. It's nice to be older, let me tell you, because then you could just chill out. Like that kind of a deal. But the only thing is you got to remove all that snow off your car. That's the only thing. And moving and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
Yeah, well, that reminds me again, I need to buy gasoline for my snowblower.
mental note.
All right, so the Islanders come into town. They are currently sitting third in the Metropolitan Division. They have alternated wins and losses their last 7 games. Interestingly enough, they lost, I think, last night to Seattle, which would put them in line for a win in the next game. But thank God they play Buffalo before they get to us. So if the pattern holds, they will beat Buffalo and then lose to us on Monday.
Just FYI, and this is up to date as of today, Saturday, January 24th, the Sabres won, the Islanders nothing, second period right now. So that is your quote-unquote up-to-date scoreboard.
Oh, there we go.
So there you go.
Right.
So hopefully that holds.
Interesting.
Yeah, afternoon game at the...
Yeah. Now, we have beaten the Islanders both times that we played them.
That is
so
correct.
Weren't they both shootout victories?
Both shootout wins. That's true. So you need this one as a regulation win. You absolutely need this because
they're ahead of you.
Right. You're ahead of us. They're ahead of us by 2 points. You pull into a tie for third if you beat them outright. So you need this game big time.
Absolutely. So let's remember who to keep an eye on. Matthew Schaefer, the 18-year-old stud defenseman, number 1 overall pick. He's got 13 goals and 34 points on the year. He's second in scoring on the team. So let's not let him go buck wild on us, okay?
Yep.
And also, interestingly, the Islanders are very stingy with giving up goals. They are 4th in goals against. So they're doing very well defensively. So which means we have to clamp down defensively because it's not going to be a high-scoring game. It's not going to be 7-3, people. Let's just get that.
Watch it might be, so you never know.
Now, speaking of mobile defensemen, we're on a run. This will be the 3rd game in a row here as we head into Columbus to play the Blue Jackets for the first time this season. A lot of first-timers this 2 weeks. Zach Werenski, no surprise, leads his team in scoring with 19 goals and 53 points. So watch him too. Not watch him score. Actually, do stuff to him. Don't let him Rasmus Dahlin on our ass.
Yeah.
If you're wondering, Yegor Zamula has played 7 games for the Blue Jackets, has an assist and a plus-minus of 0.
Yeah, I want that to be a -3 when we play. We should be able to.
What did he ever do to you?
What did he do to us? Well, he did a lot to us. He was terrible. He was
no to you personally.
Oh, I don't know what he did to me personally. But I want that to be a -3. Yeah. Well, I mean, I you know me. I love playing defense when you and I were playing, and it's like when I see good defensive play, I go yay. When I see bad defensive play, I go boo. And I saw a lot of bad defensive play by this guy.
Kill
down. So yeah.
You're likely to see Jet Greaves in net for Columbus. He apparently has seized the net-minding job there with a record of 15, 12, and 6, a .910 save percentage, and a .262 goals against.
Very like numbers, yeah. There you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, and then we get into a back-to-back situation. We head from Columbus into Boston, who has won 7 of their last 8 games, with the only loss coming to the Dallas Stars. The obvious player to watch here, David Pastrnak, 21 goals, 63 points, but -2.
Yeah, I think attributing that to a little bit of a slow start by the Bruins early, I think. That's what I would attribute that -2 as well. But
or he's a power play merchant.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
He's a good player.
He's a very good player, yeah.
Well, I bring up the power play merchant because their power play is operating at a very good 26+%.
Yeah.
So let's not take penalties against the Boston Bruins.
Discipline. Yeah.
Just a thought. Just a thought. Okay, then we come home on Saturday for a game with the LA Kings, who 2016 and 3.
What is it? They're blinding chrome helmets, right? I think that's.
Oh God, I hope they don't wear it.
No, seriously.
Those are hideous.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're bad.
It's. Yeah. They are 31st
in goals for.
In the league in goals for, but 3rd in goals against. So they don't score a lot, but they don't give up a lot. But again, that'll be a defensive battle, hopefully.
Yeah.
They have lost 6 of their last 8. Their power play is, if you could believe it, worse than ours at a low 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And their top scorer is Adrian Kempe at 17 goals, 38 points. Anze Kopitar has missed a couple games.
I was just going to ask about that with him. Yeah, I know he's like tail end of his career, I think, as well.
Yeah, but I think what I saw this morning, he should be. He'll probably be back by that game because it sounds like he's close to coming back from whatever is keeping him out.
There you go.
After that, we get our first look at the Washington Capitals. First of 4 meetings on the season.
Yeah.
They were 18-9-3 on December 7th.
Yeah.
Since that time, they have gone 7-12-3.
Yeah.
So they have fallen.
Yeah.
Precipitously.
Big time. Yeah.
Ovechek, he's got 21 goals on the year. Tom Wilson is somehow tied for the team lead in scoring with 44 points, and he actually has one more goal than Ovechkin has.
Mm-hmm.
Why, people? Why?
I don't know. Yeah. They're not the Washington Capitals of a few years ago when they won the Stanley Cup. They're not even close to a Stanley Cup contender. We have 2 games in hand with the Caps as well, despite the fact that they're only 1 point behind us. We have 2 extra games yet to play in our schedule. So I'm not terribly worried about the Capitals, but still, you got to watch Ovechkin, you got to watch Tom Wilson, all that kind of stuff. And I think there's a team you should be able to beat, knock on wood, in your barn, especially after a couple days off. So
yeah, they are riding Logan Thompson. He has by far gotten the most starts of their goaltending. He's 18-15-4, so that's what, 37 starts out of
37
51 games
out of 51 games total.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Although he's got a .914 save percentage and a .239 goals against, so he's doing very well.
It's doing very, very well with that goals against average being so low. But a lot of losses in there as well with him. So that means, it's probably 3-2, 2-1, 4-3 kind of games that they've been playing, and they've been coming out on the losing end a majority of the year. And especially since December 7th, as you point out, 7-12-3 since December 7th. So that's huge.
A lot of losses.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final game before the Olympic break, the Ottawa Senators come to town. We have not seen them since early in the season.
Big time.
2-1 loss early in the year. Linus Ullmark had a leave of absence from the team for, I think, a couple weeks. Sounds like it was a mental health thing, but he has practiced recently. And I'm assuming they're going to get him back in the net before the Olympic break as he's practicing. I wouldn't be practicing if it didn't intend to play him. But they have played 5 different goalies so far this year, and that includes signing James Reimer, who has played 3 games for them. So they've struggled having consistent net minding. Their penalty kill is really bad. It is 71% on the year. And a Giroux check, he's got 9 goals, 35 points, plus 9. Look at G.
Not too bad for his hometown right there.
Absolutely.
A plus 9 player. And again, tail end of his career, that's fantastic. I love seeing those stats if you're a big G fan, which we are, on this pod.
Absolutely.
So, Ottawa's beaten us 2 games. One of them was in overtime up in Ottawa, so...
Oh, they played him twice. Okay.
Yeah, they played him twice. I'm sorry. The game in Ottawa was a 2-1 Flyers loss.
That's the one I was thinking of.
And then the 3-2 overtime was here in South Philly. So that was on November 8th.
But they were both early, right?
They were both early in the season. Yeah, it's been since November, since the last time we saw them.
All right. So we got 7 games before the break.
Now he's 6. 6 games before the break.
So I count 7 on the screen. What are you talking about?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 6.
I saw 4 and it's
check your.
I'm thinking about the gasoline I need to buy for the snowblower. Okay, 6 games, so 12 possible points.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Islanders you have to have. I would argue Columbus. That's a team. Both teams winnable. Boston will be tough on a back-to-back. Especially the question and health of Dan Vladar. I would, if Vladar is healthy, I would want him starting in Boston, and I would give the start to Ersson against Columbus.
Well, if he's healthy, I think you see Vladar start against the Islanders. You would see Ersson for Columbus.
Ersson, and then Boston would be Vladar. Kings at home. That's again winnable team or winnable game against that team. I see a lot of winnables here. The question is, do they have the discipline to snag 10 of possible 12 points? I think you can. And I mean, they were able to salvage the season. Steve, let's take this into consideration. They salvaged their season this last week.
I don't know if I would go that far.
I think they
salvage the season that's rather drastic.
Yeah, well,
it was not looking good.
It was not looking good. And a couple years ago when we were going through Tortorella, right, there was a couple 9 and 10 game losing streaks in there. I mean, it was really, really bad, and everybody knew
Agree.
it. That kind of deal. So they did right the ship in that second part of the in that week. My only question is, can they continue that momentum that they built off that road trip heading into the schedule? I think they can.
If they've learned their lesson, yes.
Yes.
That's the thing. I think, have they learned a lesson? I'm hoping they have. So I'm with you. They got to have 2 against the Islanders. That's a must.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just 2 points. They're ahead of you, and it's a head-to-head. So record.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have 2 shootout wins over them. Get a regulation win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Columbus, you need 2. They're below you in the standings. They're struggling. You can't lose to them.
Yeah.
Boston, I'll give you a 0.
Mm-hmm. Kings at home.
LA, Kings at home. Just given what I've seen, stat wise, that's winnable. Let's say 2.
Okay.
Give me 3 out of Washington and Ottawa.
Good. I think
we
probably
struggled with Ottawa.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to expect out of Washington. So give me 3.
Yeah.
So what is that, 9?
That's probably 9 out of you. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me 9. Give me 9 out of 12.
So that would put us standings wise, 9 points would give us 65 heading into the Olympic break.
I would love to be sitting in a playoff spot at the Olympic break. I think that would be a
massive
good confidence boost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you go into the Olympic break and you're out of a playoff spot, it's like, oh man, But if you're in there, you might have some confidence. Like, okay, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's catch our breath over this break. We're not going to have too many guys playing, so let's regroup. Come at this last couple months of the season strong.
You got to think that Vladar, and that's what I worry about with him, because he'll be with Team Czechia, I think, if I remember right. Does he play in the Olympics, do you think? Given the fact that he was injured, or do they want to hold him from giving all the
injury? Stuff? Perhaps the injury will give them pause, which will be good for us. The other 2 goalies, one is Karol Vejmelka, the guy from Utah.
Okay.
Who they just played, who has been having a pretty good season. I was thinking actually he might end up being kind of the de facto number 1 for them, just based on his stats.
Right.
I don't remember who the other goaltender is for the Czechs.
Okay.
But given that they've seen him get hurt, I'm going to assume the Czechs are not going to ride him Vladar heavily.
Right.
Which will benefit us. He'll get more of a rest while still getting the benefit of playing for his country.
Be interesting, bud. I mean, looking at it, there's a chance. There's an absolute chance to kind of solidify. Saying there's a chance. But, it's like if this season has taught us anything, don't hold your breath. Just remember, when they're up 3, just pray that they get a 4th goal ahead so they can really put the hammer down. And, hopefully they learned their lesson coming off that. I mean, that was a very impressive road trip. You could have easily lost those 3 games. You could have easily lost it. And then it's like, we're having a different conversation if they don't pick up any points. Or, I think we would have had a different conversation. They didn't win against Colorado last night, to be perfectly honest.
Probably. Well, given what happened at the end of Utah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so that gives me cause for optimism, and it's like, okay, glass half full. I could see you're heading into the Olympic breaks. Guys are going to be excited because they're going to be off for a little bit. You got off their feet. You got a chance to kind of
not Michkov.
Yeah, he'll be in the rink all day. That kind of deal. But
better be.
Yeah, but it's little things like that matter a lot. And then you head into the home stretch. Late February, early March. It doesn't get any easier. You got Washington, I think, and then you got Boston. Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
like
yeah, we haven't played Washington or Boston yet, so we're going to play them a bunch of times down the stretch.
yeah, and it's going to matter. It's going to matter an awful
Mhm.
lot. I mean, we've got 4 against the Caps, and we see them February and March. I mean, and that matters in the division. And but intermixed, you've got Columbus in there, winnable games. You've got a few other games in there that are, against winnable teams. So like the latter half of the schedule, if I remember right, there aren't that many like teams that are like vying for the playoffs. Like we're done with Edmonton. We're done with
Not till the very end.
Not until the
if I
very
recall
end,
correctly.
yes.
Like Montreal and Carolina ring a bell for me for some reason.
and Detroit. It's like
And Detroit.
and
yeah.
Detroit's having a really good year too. So you can't
Yes,
like
they are.
sit in the lows. So it's really important. Like this next couple of weeks of games, right? You got to be able to pile up the points in the standings. And if you could sit here with 65, like if you get 9, and you get 66 points. Sorry, up there.
Who's
in the
bad at
standings-
math now, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Who's bad at math now? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I think glass half full. Maybe they've got a shot. Maybe to make a run. 4 of the 6 games are at home. They play very well here at home. I think the fans got to bring it. I think if the fans bring it in each one of those games, we're going to be in good shape. We're going to be in really
Hear
good
that?
shape.
Sane Flyers fans?
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Not you insane ones. You're all psychos.
Exactly.
Stay home. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode of Men in Orange and Black. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you in 2 more weeks. We'll recap the upcoming slate of games, and we'll do something before the Olympic break. I don't know. Play knee hockey or something. But until then, let's go Flyers.